Meet Terry and Carrie. They want an RV. Really, they want the freedom that comes with being able to pick up whenever they want and to move from one breathtaking view to another. The kind of freedom that takes them across the country and beyond, living their dream. But if they buy the wrong RV, it might actually pop their dream world. Maybe they pick one that's too heavy to tow for their vehicle, or go with the wrong dealership who won't service their RV. There are questions to ask before they buy, and even more once they become an owner. Thankfully, there's the RV Advisor, the only non-biased platform for information for the RV and outdoor enthusiasts. Get the best tips, tricks, and discounts at all KOA nationwide campgrounds and other huge discounts that every RV enthusiast will love. Now, Terry and Carrie are living the life exactly how they want. Join the RV Advisor family and enjoy everything you need to maximize your RV experience.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander, and joining me today from Proceeding Onward in America, it's Fabian and Becky. Hey, folks, how are you?
Fantastic.
Doing great. How are you today?
Doing well, thanks. Doing well. And we chatted for a moment beforehand, and you guys are just outside of Norfolk, Virginia, after having a long trek cross country. Took you about a month, right?
Yes, it did.
About a month long. We started right after Labor Day, and we arrived to Virginia about yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday.
Wow.
No, it was the day before yesterday. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been out here for 2 nights now. I just remembered.
Weather looks nice behind you. I'm getting a sense that it's kind of a nice day.
It is definitely an overcast day, but the sun is peeking out a little bit here.
Breaking through a little?
Yeah.
It's about in the 60s, so it's nice.
Oh, that's
We're staying at a campground, and the Wi-Fi isn't the greatest, so we had to go somewhere where we had cell reception.
Oh, good. Well, the signal looks good so far. We're doing all right, so that's a good sign.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. We every now and then we have our hurdles. You know, we get some technical hurdles, and people are like, you know, you get that kind of thing happening, and it's frustrating. But so a long trip across country from California out to Virginia, and you said you stopped in the Dakotas for a while and you saw a lot of stuff. You know, you take a month to do the trip, which is great because you get to see a lot of spots along the way. What were some of the highlights?
Well,
I would probably say Crazy Horse was definitely a good highlight.
yes, we went to Crazy Horse and Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And took some rocks from both.
Yes.
You did, huh?
No,
Is that
Crazy
legal?
well, Crazy Horse it is.
It is.
So
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So Crazy Horse, they have a place where you can grab rocks from and take it with you.
They said it's the rocks that they blasted out, and then they just
Okay.
give
So
everybody.
little souvenir action. I like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny because I know that when you go overseas to like any of the ancient ruins in Greece or Rome or anywhere like that, if they see you bend down to pick up a stone, like they're on you. You know what I mean? It's a problem. You know. So, but you guys are good to go. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So, Crazy Horse is a place I've always wanted to visit, and I know it's just absolutely massive, right?
Yes, it's really big. Can't really get close to it. I think you're about 5 miles or so from it, and it's enormous just from that perspective.
But it still has a lot of work to do. I think right now they mostly got his face and his hand pointing out. And if you look at some pictures that they have in the souvenir, you can see how they sculptured out the hand pointing in a matter of a couple of months to a year.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing when you see the photos, and it just looks like a rock, and then by the 12th month you can see his finger pointing out, and they're doing it level by level. So it was pretty amazing.
And it's supposed to be ultimately, right? I think by the time it's done, which probably going to be a while, but they're like, it's going to be him sitting on a horse, right? Isn't that the plan?
Yep. He's
Yes.
supposed to be sitting on a horse and pointing straight forward.
Yeah.
So right now they're just kind of like at his fingertips, getting his hand ready, and then they got a hole blasted in the side where his chest and the horse head's supposed to be somewhere at.
Wow.
So they're kind of like working on different levels, but it looks like a huge project that it might take years to be done. So we can't wait to go back probably in 5 years or so and see what progress they did.
Yeah, I know it's been something they've been working on literally for decades, because I can remember as a kid, and that's a ways back. I remember hearing, I remember hearing about it and reading about it, and you know, they had big plans then, and it's been that was in the 70s, so you know, it's they still got a ways to go, but that's really cool. I definitely want to see that someday. And you said you saw Mount Rushmore as well.
Yes. Yep. And also while we were out there, we became escapees. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that or not. So we ended up transferring our licenses over to escapees and or our licenses to South Dakota through the escapees program. So we had the mail forwarding and so forth with that. We'll eventually be putting out a video on how to do it so other people that are interested can learn.
What actually is the benefits of it? Like what was the reason for doing that?
The reason is to get more of a dominant address that we can use for pretty much getting our mail and always having it forward over to our location of wherever we're choosing to go to. Because our main thing is that we like to work camp a lot. So most of our travels have something to do with us work camping at a KOA or at a local campground, or even like what she's doing right now in the Navy out here. And being that we like to travel and work here and there, we need to get our mail to us. And it's not just for packaging and everything, but it's like our licenses, our titles and stuff like that. We want it to be all in one location. And being we don't have a physical home address, sticks and bricks, we got a home on wheels, you know, it's not that easy to get all of that done and organized right. So Escapees is just basically helping us get all of that matter done in that small little time and everything. So they give you like a dominant address out there in South Dakota, Florida, and Texas, and then you can get your license changed over. And any important mail like that, they just have it sent over there, and then they contact you, let you know you have mail, and then you just give them the new location you want it to be sent to.
Excellent. So it's sort of the all-encompassing go-to, really, for you guys.
Yes.
And that's excellent. We're speaking with Fabian and Becky, proceeding onward in America, and you can find them on Instagram, on Facebook, and as well at YouTube. So you can check them out and see what they're doing and what's going on and where they're traveling. And it seems like they do a fair amount of traveling. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back, chat a little bit more with Fabian and Becky. My name's Tom Alexander. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Stay tuned, back in just a moment.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. I'm speaking with Fabian and Becky. And right now they're just outside of Norfolk, Virginia. And it's a fun area there. You got Norfolk and Newport News and Virginia Beach. And what do they call it? The Crossroad? What's the, there's a general name for that. Now it's escaping me for some reason. Not the Crossroads. It's something like that. But anyway. It's that metropolitan area. But I want to say that, you know, you guys, you're traveling a lot, but now you're going to be hanging out in that area for a while because you're going to be stationed there. Is that right, Becky?
Yes, I'm going to be stationed here for a little while. we don't know the time frame yet. They may extend it longer or not. So we're just gonna go from there, stay here for a couple of months. While we're here, we get to go meet other YouTubers next week down in Mayberry, and then we'll still be putting out videos, all our travels, definitely cross country from Washington on down.
Yeah.
All the free, we like to camp for free a lot too. So yeah, a lot of free camp spots that we like to show.
Well, that's cool. So you share those with your followers on YouTube and your other social media platforms.
Yes.
And I know that you're saying you're in the Navy, and Fabian, you've done some work on ships as well. And in fact, I learned that you met on a ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
We met on.
Share that story.
Well, I was working on the ship called
Pride of America.
Pride of America back in Hawaii, and I was there for like 2.5 years, 3 years. And I just finished coming back from my trip across Asia, and I think I was there for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden I go to the boat, the bow of the ship where I always hang out and watch the boat take off and disembark and sail off into the sunset. And next thing you know, this lovely young lady is sitting in my seat that I always go to every day, and I'm like, oh, because like, who are you? And I'm like, I never seen her face before, because like I said, I was working it for so long, so I know almost everybody's face.
And this is my first day on the job.
And she just got on the ship. And next thing you know, I see her, and so I just said hi. I didn't tell her she was in my seat, but I just said hi. I told her who I was and everything, and then we just had a good conversation as the boat sailed off into the sunset. And next thing you know, we just became good friends. And we went out a couple of times. I showed her around Hawaii, everywhere I know. And then after that, we started dating. And I think probably around January time
of 2018,
I ended up joining her in Kentucky to go see her and see, what possibility this can lead. And 2 months later, we're buying an RV, moving into it.
Wow. So that was like a whirlwind, and here we are today. And now you're in Norfolk, and you're stationed there, and new adventures await. That's pretty cool. That's a cool story. So you never know where, literally, I was going to say 2 ships passing in the night, but actually it was the same ship.
Literally.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. So, I know that you say you're going to be in that area in Virginia for a while. But where Hampton Roads? It just came to me now. That's what it's called, the Hampton Roads area. I knew it would come to me eventually. Anyway, after that's done and your stay is done there, what are your plans? Do you have anything on the docket that you're looking to do?
We don't have anything written in stone of where we want to go or what we want to go see next, because usually we just wing it and go wherever nature calls us.
Yeah.
But we are thinking more the west side
again,
because we kind of want to head back out there and hit a couple more states out there that we like.
Yeah. So
it's on the list, but it's not a guaranteed, because again, we just go wherever the wind takes us.
Yeah. And
we're kind of like real sailboaters. We just go where the wind takes us, where the waves push us to.
That's perfectly fine. Do you know how long you have to be there right now, Becky? How long you're planning on being there?
Probably about a year or so.
A year. Okay, so you got a ways. And I know that you said that obviously we established earlier that you're with the Navy, and you kind of help folks with looking ahead, kind of their careers and what they're looking to do, and the kind of training they might need to advance their careers. Is that right?
Yes. So I'm the training coordinator, and I'm going to develop a program for those that are coming out of college or going into the Navy on how to follow their career and what courses they need to do to get promoted and make their career successful.
That's great. Well, this has been a fun visit. I've enjoyed this, and maybe we can we can get together again sometime on a future program, and maybe it'll be from, who knows, it might be from a different location, and we may, see you guys someplace really different and cool. Instead of, watching the traffic behind you in the window, we could, who knows, maybe we'll be back at Crazy Horse or something. We'll see.
You never know where life takes you, man.
You certainly don't. And but it's great that you guys are enjoying your adventures together. And thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the invite.
If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out.
We certainly will. We've been speaking with Fabian and Becky. You can check them out on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Proceeding Onward in America. And that's a pretty good philosophy. That's what we're all trying to do these days. And that's what they're doing. Fabian and Becky spoke to us today from Norfolk, Virginia. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.